Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
I shot a video with Aaron last night titled, "It's the Bankers or Us." And it's an article explaining that they will give us no quarter. They will rape and rob everything, the big six mega banks. Lord Monckton agreed, member of the House of Lords. Ron Paul agrees. I mean, this is our enemy. This is the global government. Well, you did it. You made it the #1 Google search term, bankers or us. And I'd say about half the links when you click on it are to sites that mirrored our article and our video. But I would suggest all other websites out there, this will be the top search term for much of the day, take our article or write your own article about it's the bankers or us, so your site gets the massive traffic in exposing the globalist. Google may have blocked me from Google News as punishment for the Google bombs and the TSA. I don't care. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So when you hear us do a search term, you better take our articles and put it on your own site or news site. Bankers or us, #1 volcanic search. We have the #1, #2, and #3 yesterday. Great job, listeners. So there you have it, Max Keiser. They are certainly getting upset about what we're doing.
Right. Well, it's an information war, and they have their algorithms, and you have your listeners, and it's a war.
Well, I salute our frontline soldiers out there.
I'm looking at my site right now, maxkeiser.com, Keiser. There's a great photo that somebody sent me. It's a Photoshop version of a very famous Times Square photo. Back in the 60s, John Lennon and Yoko Ono took out big billboards in Times Square that said, "War is over if you want it." And somebody sent me a Photoshop version of this that says, $500 silver if you want it. And that's really gets to the message here. If people around the world want $500 silver, that's exactly what they'll get, because all they have to do is go out and buy a couple of ounces of silver, and they'll get $500 silver. This is a mass global movement to stop the terrorists, just like back in the 60s. You had a mass movement that stopped the Vietnam War. This is a mass movement to stop these financial banking terrorists.
Max, I agree.
$500 silver.
I want to get to some calls before we've got to end this overdrive transmission. But in your estimations and the estimations that have been done by major economists that you mentioned last hour, how much silver, physical silver, has got to be purchased to guaranteed annihilate the bankers?
Well, the supply is about 100 million ounces a year. It's not really, and the industrial use is something like 700 million ounces a year. So there's already huge silver shortages right now. Plus the hedge funds are our partner in this, and they're buying silver in billion-dollar quantities. So the hedge funds are going to make this happen anyway. So I'm telling you, the person who can only buy 1 or 2 coins, get in now, because the hedge funds who are buying 1 billion at a clip are making this happen right now. So the shortages are right now.
And you made the point 3 weeks ago here on the show that as we drive this up, the greedy globalists, they're all going to join in and destroy themselves. They can't help it.
They're opportunists, but that works in our favor, because then we've got leverage against them. They'll sell out their J.P. Morgan buddies at the drop of a hat. You know, they're not going to sit in a bunker and get destroyed with the balance sheet of J.P. Morgan and their banking buddies. They're going to change. They're going to be joining our forces. We're going to convert them. We're converting them every day.
It's by deploying the Renaissance, by leading, like our guest said yesterday, shooting our grappling hook over the parapet and hauling ourselves up above the globalist, leading by example. That's Max Keiser.
It's like Pac-Man. You know, Pac-Man, when you gobble up one of the little things in the Pac-Man, he becomes part of your forces. So every time it goes higher, more of the globalists switch sides, because they don't want to get in front of this freight train and get killed. They're like, silver's going to 500, I'm getting into silver.
All right,
they're converting and they're joining the forces.
All right, let's take phone calls here. We've got to hurry. Chris in Nevada, you're on the air with Max Keiser. Go ahead. It's by deploying the Renaissance, by leading, like our guest said yesterday, shooting our grappling hook over the parapet and hauling ourselves up above the globalist, leading by example. That's Max Keiser.
Well, it's like Pac-Man. You know, Pac-Man, when you gobble up one of the little things in the Pac-Man, he becomes part of your forces. So every time it goes higher, more of the globalists switch sides because they don't want to get in front of this freight train and get killed. They're like, silver's going to 500, I'm getting into silver.
All right,
they're converting and they're joining the forces.
All right, let's take phone calls here. We've got to hurry. Chris in Nevada, you're on the air with Max Keiser. Go ahead.